Allegations against Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein seem to have sparked a national dialogue about harassment in the workplace. And over the weekend, there were new reports that former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly paid tens of millions of dollars to settle claims against him. Here's Bianna Golodryga.
Never one time was there any complaint filed against me with Human Resources or anybody's legal team.
That's Bill O'Reilly responding today to the New York Times bombshell report that he paid former Fox News legal analyst Lise Wheel $32 million to settle a sexual harassment claim. Former Fox News host Megyn Kelly disputed O'Reilly's statement today.
O'Reilly's suggestion that no one ever complained about his behavior is false. I know because I complained.
In an interview with the Times, O'Reilly was defiant, saying what his family has been through is horrible.
We have physical proof that this is bull. Okay? So it's on you if you want to destroy my children further.
Wheel initially claimed O'Reilly repeatedly harassed her, forced her into a non-consensual sexual relationship, and emailed her gay pornography. She then signed a sworn affidavit renouncing the allegations. 21st Century Fox reportedly knew of the settlement, but signed O'Reilly to a 4-year, $100 million deal just 1 month later. The company issued a statement saying it was informed by Mr. O'Reilly that he had settled the matter personally. According to the Times, this is the 6th known settlement that either O'Reilly or Fox News has made. News of O'Reilly's earlier settlements came on the heels of Fox News chief Roger Ailes' ouster following sexual harassment charges from former Fox News host Gretchen Carlson. O'Reilly was asked about Carlson when he was on CBS This Morning last November promoting his children's book.
I'm not that interested in this.
No?
No, I mean, it's
sexual harassment? You're not interested in sexual harassment?
I'm not interested in basically litigating something that is finished that makes my network look bad. Okay? I'm not interested in making my network look bad at all. That doesn't interest me one bit.
And Bianna Golodryga joins me now. Bianna, we saw from your piece that Bill O'Reilly is denying these allegations, but it raises the question of what Fox News is saying after they signed him, even though they knew.
Yeah, Fox News says that they knew of a settlement. They didn't know the amount the settlement entailed, and they thought that it was something that he resolved on his own. They also double down and say that the new deal that they signed with him in his new contract, there was a stipulation that said if there were any more sexual assault or harassment allegations, that they would use that as a term of firing him, which they ultimately did.
The O'Reilly news today comes in the aftermath of the Harvey Weinstein scandal, but also after the original Bill O'Reilly scandal. Are we seeing a sea change in the media business?
Well, it's interesting because O'Reilly was interviewed by Glenn Beck, their former colleagues as well, and he talked about being lumped together with Harvey Weinstein. He said, I've sort of been, Harvey Weinstein myself, and that's not the case. The New York Times overexposed the story. They said 75% of the story was originally written in April, and not too much came out today or over the weekend, that they were trying to bring him down. So this is him really going on the attack against the New York Times. The New York Times also claimed that there had been 6 settlement cases. He said that there were only 3.
These seem like relatively minor details to dispute. There's a bipartisan committee or group in New Jersey hoping to bring state legislation that would make it illegal or prevent companies from compelling employees to sign non-disclosure agreements, which are seen, I suppose, as something that are keeping the lid on some of these claims. What are the chances of that getting through, and what could it mean?
Well, I think now that we are hearing more and more about these sort of high-profile cases and these high-profile non-disclosure agreements, I think you're going to see more interest in Congress doing something about it. Gretchen Carlson said that this is something she's really advocating for in Washington as well. And it's one of those interesting debates because on the one hand, it's the first thing that comes to mind. Why would anyone sign a non-disclosure agreement? Why would you let a so-called predator continue acting the way he's acting and not necessarily being able to talk about it? On the other hand, it is a brutal thing to go through, these legal cases, the amount of money, the toll that it takes on families and women. And this is a significant amount of money that a lot of these women have walked away with. So you can't say necessarily that something's right or wrong, but I do think a lot of people are going to be looking at these contracts going forward.
Interesting. So it starts in the state of New Jersey, but we could see it in Congress as well.
Oh, I think so.
Bianna Golodryga, thank you for your report and your continued coverage of this.
Great to be here. Thanks.